Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Monday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today's July 23rd, 2018. And now the news at noon.
The Denver Post reports that a man driving a tractor led authorities on a slow speed chase through the city of Denver Friday night before hitting a police vehicle downtown. The newspaper says it appears more than a dozen squad cars chased the tractor and many other vehicles were hit. The Post says police rammed the tractor with their cars to end the chase. The newspaper also says the driver of the tractor suffered multiple police dog bites and was hit with a stun gun before he was arrested. He was taken from the scene in an ambulance. Two newspaper reports the officers suffered life-threatening injuries and were taken to a hospital.
Reported in the Journal, photo credits Owen Johnson, Jerry McBride, and Stephanie Alderton. Montezuma County has had an unusually rainy July, but officials say fire danger is still too high to lift the county burn ban, even if the monsoons have arrived. The U.S. Forest Service has lifted fire restrictions in the San Juan National Forest, and on Wednesday, La Plata County lifted its restrictions after a sharp increase in precipitation and humidity. But Montezuma County is unlikely to follow suit for at least another week, according to multiple emergency services officials. Sheriff Steve Nowlin said on Thursday, while some parts of the county have been getting enough rain to start flash flooding, other areas are still dry and continue to face high fire danger. Recent rains in the Four Corners have come from the Gulf of Mexico, so they are certainly monsoonal, said Megan Stackhouse, a meteorologist for the National Weather Service out of Grand Junction. Plus, the monsoon is well underway in Arizona and New Mexico. Cortez weather watcher Jim Andrus said he's measured 2.37 inches of rainfall in July so far, about 185% of normal for the month. The majority of that rain fell in 1.5 hours on Tuesday evening in a thunderstorm that briefly flooded several streets and apartments in South Cortez. Andrus said it was the heaviest rain he'd ever seen in the town. But the county is still behind on its precipitation for the year. Andrus said Cortez has received 5.54 inches of precipitation in 2018 so far, about 86% of normal for this time of year. Nowlin praised firefighters for their quick responses to the lightning strikes and county residents for largely complying with the fire ban. He said he hopes to have the ban lifted by the end of July, but he said it depends on the weather and the feedback he receives from local fire chiefs. Dolores and probably half of Mancos are good, he said, but Cortez, Pleasant View, Lewis, Areola, those fire districts have more dry areas. He added that the county's fire districts have limited resources and have been responding to almost daily lightning strikes. Andrus said Southwest Colorado's long-term forecast is looking favorable. The National Weather Service's 30-day and 90-day outlooks predict above-average precipitation for Montezuma County, and Andrus said he has hopes for a generous El Nino, which would bring a much-needed wet winter to the region. Montezuma County's burn ban prohibits all open fires and fireworks across the county. The burn ban is also in effect in Dolores County.
According to the Durango Herald, an array of bars got hit with liquor violations this month after a Durango Police Department sting operation. 3 bartenders were given citations for serving minors July 14th. 2 more establishments were given verbal warnings. Last December, Colorado Pongas was in danger of losing its liquor license after it was suspected of multiple violations. In January, the pool hall and watering hole struck an agreement with the Durango Local Licensing Board that allowed it to stay open. As part of the agreement, the bar sent employees to trainings with the DPD about liquor laws. The DPD engagement team used the deal to form a new program that consists of an education program and random checks on liquor establishments to ensure they're not overserving or selling to underage customers. A couple of weeks before the operation, DPD's community engagement team went to as many establishments as they could to spread the word that an operation would be occurring over the next several weeks. Any business that sells alcohol is subject to checks. However, Elena Devon, manager of Joel's Bar, said she wasn't aware of the police doing random searches on bars and hadn't heard of the classes they were offering. Rick Carney, owner of Moe's Starlight Lounge, said despite the department's good intentions, the constant police presence is hurting his business. The engagement team utilizes different tactics to enforce the code. This past weekend, the team used 2 plainclothed undercover agents and a volunteer 20-year-old woman to attempt to purchase alcohol. Police also had undercover officers in plainclothes who were making sure bartenders weren't over-serving patrons. No instance of over-serving was witnessed, Dunlop said.
From the Journal, AP report. A reminder for people around the DS&G train out of Durango while taking photos. First priority is to stay safe. From Henderson, Colorado, a woman who was taking photographs over the weekend of a steam locomotive was struck and killed after getting too close to the tracks in north suburban Denver. The 15-car Union Pacific train was returning to Denver on Saturday evening from a day-long trip to Cheyenne Frontier Days in Wyoming when the woman was hit at a crossing in Henderson at about 7:45 p.m. The victim was among several people taking photos of the train as it traveled back to Denver. Her name has not been released. About 700 passengers were on the train, whose annual trip to Cheyenne for the parade and rodeo is sponsored by the Denver Post Community Foundation. No other injuries were reported. The passengers were bused back to Denver.
According to the Cortez Journal, fire recovery specialists have begun assessing the impacts of the Burrow Fire, which scorched 4,593 acres in Bear Creek Canyon, northeast of Dolores. Recent rains have led to nearly 100% containment of the fire, which is down to a smolder, said Pat Seekins, a fire management officer for the San Juan National Forest. Members of a Burned Area Emergency Response Team recently conducted a flyover to map the area affected by the wildfire and determine where emergency and long-term mitigation measures were needed. Surveys of the burn area were also conducted from the ground. BAER teams, that's BAER teams, consist of specialists including hydrologists, geologists, soil scientists, road engineers, botanists, biologists, and archaeologists from federal and state agencies. They analyze where flooding or mudslides might be triggered in the burn scar and look for public hazards such as burned standing timber near roads and trails, Seekins said. They also plan to determine seeding areas. Data collected during these surveys will be used to produce a map depicting levels of soil burn, according to a San Juan National Forest news release. And now, let's take a look at the weather.
Nationally, dangerous heat is set to continue across the southern central U.S. and portions of the west along with Texas. Some thunderstorm activity is predicted over eastern California and Nevada, with flash flooding still a potential issue over eastern Colorado. The East Coast will remain quite unsettled over the next few days, with flooding, rainfall possible, and muggy, humid heat. So regionally, scattered showers and thunderstorms will develop over the mountains with isolated showers and thunderstorms over the valleys. Expect a slight chance of locally heavy rain showers, mainly in the northern portions of eastern Utah and western Colorado. A slight chance of afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms continues each day, decreasing Thursday through Sunday for the region. Locally, the DCTV 5-day outlook shows today isolated showers and thunderstorms after 3 p.m. Sunny with a high near 90 degrees. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. The chance of precipitation is 10%. Then tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms before 9 p.m. Partly cloudy with a low around 61. West winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming east-northeast after midnight. Chance of precipitation remains at 10%. Then Tuesday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms happens afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 90 again. South-southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming northwest in the afternoon. Then Tuesday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low again around 61. North-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming east-southeast after midnight. Chance of precipitation increases to 30% on Tuesday night. Then Wednesday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 90. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming northwest in the afternoon. Wednesday night, a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms before midnight, partly cloudy with a low around 61. Then Thursday, mostly sunny with a high again near 90. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 61. Friday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 88. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 60. And Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 89. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low of 60. And now, back to the news.
According to the Cortez Journal, the clock is ticking for managers at Red Mesa Reservoir who have 6 years to raise millions of dollars for state-ordered repairs to prevent the dam's demolition. Red Mesa Reservoir, historically known as Mormon Reservoir, is about 30 miles southeast of Mancos, off Colorado Highway 140, before the unincorporated community of Klein. The relatively small reservoir, which has a capacity of about 1,175 acre feet provides water to about 50 people in the notoriously water-strapped western part of La Plata County, commonly referred to as the dry side. The dam was originally built in the early 1900s, Taylor said, by members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who used a Fresno scraper, a machine pulled by horses for building canals and ditches. But a major flood washed out the earthen dam in 1911. It was rebuilt over the next 2 decades and completed in 1945. Aside from minor improvements here and there, Red Mesa Reservoir has remained largely unchanged, Taylor said. In the 1980s, however, Colorado's Division of Water Resources deemed the dam's spillway, the structure used to deal with overflows, inadequate to handle water expected in the 100-year and 1,000-year flood. Calls to the Division of Water Resources were not returned.
From the Durango Herald, photo Alex Semideni. Nearly 1,000 people filled Cundiff Park Sunday for 2 BMX events at the Durango BMX track. Riders from ages 4 to 50 showed up to participate in the Colorado State Qualifier and the Gold Cup Qualifier. The State Qualifier is one of 14 held throughout Colorado that helps riders accumulate points to reach the state championship, while the Gold Cup Qualifier is a national event which brought in riders from throughout the region. Overall, it went well, said Jordan Roop, Durango BMX track operator. To have that many out-of-towners, we did a good job of keeping everyone happy and focused. Roop estimated that 800 people were at the track on Sunday, either participating or viewing the races, with the majority coming from out of town. Of the 196 registered racers, only about 20 were from Durango, Roop said. He estimates that around 80 were from outside of Durango. Hosting BMX events can help and aid the local economy. An economic impact study done by the American Bicycle Association said that the average family spends $500 a weekend during a BMX event, said Jeffrey Spiker, chair of the local BMX nonprofit group. Durango's more expensive, so it's probably more, he said. It's a sizable deal for the community. Since activities begin on Friday and many riders are visiting Durango, many families rented hotel rooms for the weekend. They're certainly here for the weekend, spending money in the community at dinner time and for hotels, Roop said. The local BMX community has grown rapidly over the past several years. 2 years ago, Durango was 14th out of 15 in the state in track points, which tallies new rider participation. Last year, the city moved up to 3rd. The city with the number 1 spot hosts the state championship the following year. This year, the championship will be held in Dacono, north of Denver.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, in the early days of the 416 fire, areas that were thinned or saw prescribed burns helped firefighters protect homes and make better decisions about how to fight it. For example, near the entrance to the Rockwood subdivision where the forest was thinned, firefighters could see and fight small spot fires. In the Hermosa Creek Special Management Area, more than 10,000 acres that burned in the mid-2000s also saw a less intense blaze than other areas, Tipton said. Historically, the forest, particularly areas dominated by ponderosa pines, burned frequently and at a low intensity. Before widespread fire suppression across the West, fires tended to move along the surface in more open forests, consuming grasses and shrubs rather than entire stands of trees. In the San Juan National Forest, northwest of Pagosa, fire and forest ecologist and Fort Lewis College professor Julie Korb, with the help of current and former students, is studying the long-term ecological effects of active forest management. They have found that thinning and burning is the best way to restore the forest back to the way it was before fire suppression, logging, and grazing in the West, she said.
From the Journal, a driver hit 2 horses in Vallecito on Friday evening, resulting in 1 horse being killed instantly and another having to be put down. Thomas McBride, a 70-year-old man from Bayfield, was driving his Subaru northbound in the 4000 block of County Road 501 when he struck 2 horses that escaped from their owner and had gotten on the road. It was the middle of the night and he was just driving on the roadway and didn't see them until it was too late, said Trooper Gabriel Watkins with the Colorado State Patrol. 1 horse went through the front windshield of the vehicle and was sprawled across the hood and the passenger seat of the vehicle. That horse died on impact. The second horse was put down between 30 to 45 minutes later by La Plata County Sheriff's Office. CSP had to locate the owner, who requested the horse be put down, Watkins said. McBride was taken to Mercy Regional Medical Center with minor injuries. Watkins said there was a horse in a car on one side of the road and a dead horse on the other side of the road. The crash resulted in the road being closed for about 30 to 45 minutes.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of July 16th through the 22nd. Assisted Colorado State Patrol on a single vehicle rollover with injuries investigated a report of a stolen firearm at a local residence. Case is under investigation. Cows were reported out in the area of County Road 6 and P. The owners were notified and took care of the problem. Officer investigated a report of a campfire on Highway 145. Smoke was reported on the Cross Mountain Trail Durango Interagency. BLM investigated. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates. And for those of you who don't know, I've been gone for a week. If you don't know that, that's a little bit of an issue. But I have a story to tell you later in the week about my hazmat training that went on in Anniston, Alabama. As soon as I am told what I can and can't say about that training, I will let you guys know with my story later on this week.
And today's High Canyon Country Happenings is that Kelsey's beard is gone because he had to put a mask on to fit his face. So that is why, if you didn't recognize him, he's clean shaven at this moment. So to continue on, July 26th is Red Sky Drum Group at Mesa Verde. Enjoy an evening of Native American singing and dances by the Ute Mountain Ute Red Sky Drum Group from Toyac, Colorado. The programs take place at 7 p.m. on July 26th and then again in August on August 9th and August 23rd at the Moorfield Campground Amphitheater. The campground is just 4 miles beyond the park entrance. Turn right into the campground and follow the road until it ends at the amphitheater parking lot. Next Saturday, July 28th from 9 to 4:30, Southwest Farm Fresh is co-sponsoring free tours of some of the area's larger vegetable production farms. This day is part of 2 of Growing Your Farm businesses. This will be a terrific opportunity for beginning farmers and for those interested in scaling up their operation to ask questions, learn tips and tricks, and to see firsthand the equipment and growing practices of these experienced market farmers. To register, please go online to their Facebook page. And also July 28th, Rico Blues Project, hosted by the Enterprise Bar and Grill on Saturday, runs from 3:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. It's Rico's favorite band. It will be live in the beer garden with a prime rib dinner special along with wine and sangria. All of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news in our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling in all my beardless glory. Thanks for watching.